Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my. We have a hot topic today. LoveTubers, we have a hot topic today for Freaky Friday on Freedom TV. It is Friday on Freedom TV. So we're going to be talking about Will and Jada. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Reverend Valerie Love. This is the spirituality channel. I just want to get that out the way and let you know up front what this channel is all about. How you love it, Linda? Hey, Freaky Friday, come on. And an awesome weekend. Oh my goodness, an awesome weekend. Freaky Friday on Freedom TV. So today we're going to be talking about Will and Jada. And I love Will and Jada, okay? I love Will and Jada. So this is a spirituality channel, as I was sharing with you earlier. I am Reverend Valerie Love, ValerieLove.com. Hey, Derry, how you loving? Haven't seen you in a minute. How you loving? How you loving? And, you know, we look at things that go on in the world. And greetings, Queen Bee, how you loving? How you loving? Ujo Wajed, how you loving? Darla, how you loving? And Ujo Wajed, I'm going to message you today. And, and everything in spirituality is a teachable moment. Everything that happens is a teachable moment. And so you can take this, our real spiritual partners. I don't know why everyone is so mad. People are very interesting, aren't they? Aren't they, boo? People are so interesting. And here's the other thing. People have a lot of commentary in other people's lives when it's none of their damn business, okay? Okay, Joe Wajat. So today I want to share with you, we're not gossiping because Will and Jada's life don't have nothing to do with your life. The key that we want to take from it in all situations is the teachable moment. I'm a teacher. We're going to dive into the teachable moments of this experience, okay? Now, first of all, right, it ain't our business what they do. August Alcidia and all of them is not our business. It is not. Trust me, I am not Wendy Williams, okay? I am not going in other people's business. I'm talking about, that's right, stay in your lane. I am talking about my feelings. They are human. People make mistakes. Got that. And it works for them. I know that's right. And that boy is gone. Woo, uh-oh. And that boy is, wow. That's what I said in the beginning. Oh, y'all have been really following this story. This story is really, it's a powerful story. It's a story about love. It's a story about reshaping what people think things ought to be. It's a story about the courage to live your own life by your own terms. It's the story of, I'm going to tell y'all a story. Story time. I am a minister of spiritual consciousness. I don't have a religion, as you all know. I'm a Christian witch. I write books. I'm a teacher. So I am a teacher for the upliftment and the transcendence of humanity on planet Earth. That's what I do, right? However I teach, okay? So when I was in my preparation, when I was in the 4-year process of being trained and prepared for ministry, for ordination as minister of spiritual consciousness, I went to the Revelation Conference. Now, you may or may not know about the Revelation. If you know Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith of Agape Ministries in LA, then you may know about Revelation. Revelation is the once-a-year conference that they hold, and the conference is an explosion and a celebration of divinity and spirituality. It is amazing. I don't know if if they still do Revelation now. I only know that I used to go to Revelation every year, okay? Because I go to a lot of things. I go to a lot of spiritual retreats, a lot of events and things like that in the spiritual community, in the metaphysical community. So this is the metaphysical community with Reverend Dr. Yala Van Sant, Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. They're very close, as you know. Each of them are on each other's board of counsel or wisdom council for their own ministry. So Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith is on the wisdom council for Reverend Dr. Iyanla Van Sant. The School Institute of Spiritual, Intervisions Institute of Spiritual Development, which is where I was ordained as a minister of spiritual consciousness. And for Reverend Michael's ministry, which is Agape Ministries in LA, which serves a lot of quote unquote famous people and celebrities. You see a lot of celebrities in Reverend Michael's church, his spiritual center. It's not really a church, it's a spiritual center. Reverend Dr. Yala Van Sant is on the Wisdom Council also for them, I believe. Anyway, the bottom line of it is this, is that I was in class, I was in my unfoldment with Intervisions, and I went to Agape, because they're closely connected, right? I went to Agape's Revelation Conference. Now, I was still in my training, ministerial training. So they said that if you wanted to be a volunteer, you could be a volunteer. They were calling ministers, all ministers, ordained and not yet ordained. Even if you were a minister, still in your process of becoming a minister, you could still come to the Revelation Conference and volunteer. And that volunteer in lieu of paying the registration, which was really great at that time because I was going through some phenomenal change in my life after I had sold my financial planning business with American Express, and I was in a way with money. Me and money were having a very powerful conversation. I'll put it like that. And the conversation was strange. So it was a strange conversation me and money was having. Okay, so I give you that groundwork. Now, I go to the convention. I drive there from my home, built this gorgeous, big, 4-bedroom, gorgeous house out on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I drive from Cambridge, Maryland, on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, all the way to Atlanta, where they were having the Revelation Conference. I'm in the Revelation Conference. I'm working the prayer room, and I'm working the prayer room. I'm volunteering in the prayer room, not working the prayer room. I volunteer in the prayer room so that anyone who comes in who desires prayer is able to receive prayer. I was in there all night. It was the night space. So you sleep during the day because the prayer room is open 24 hours. So anytime you come in there, you are going to find prayer practitioners in there to pray with you. So I was doing something that was like maybe 1 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that, staying in the prayer room. And can you imagine a better place to be? Because you're in the prayer room and you're in this meditation space and you're in this prayed up space and you get to stay in there for like 2-3 hours. And then your volunteer is over and then you come back again because they want you to be nice and fresh. So you don't stay there like just 8 hours, like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours. Well, anyway, this lady walks in at about 2 in the morning. And though I cannot reveal to you what occurred in that experience, all I can say is that it ended somewhere around 6 in the morning. Now, you know how spirituality is and what happens. I don't need to go into the details. Now, plus it would be unethical to go into the details. So anyway, next morning, 7 a.m., breakfast for the ministers. I'm so sleepy, I could barely, I'm not sleepy from being up, sleepy from the spiritual work that had been done. My body was like, ooh, wet rag. So they say, come to breakfast because you want to get a good breakfast and then you could go to sleep. They treat you so well, right? Come and get breakfast. Breakfast is free for all the ministers. It's on Reverend Michael. Reverend Michael provides this free breakfast for all, a nice sit-down breakfast in a room in the hotel where they were having the event. So we all walk in, we sit down, we're having breakfast, and I'm in grits and eggs and all the, the whole spread. And Reverend Michael is speaking with us. And this was what Reverend Michael said when he opened the breakfast and was about to pray. He said, welcome, ministers, you who have agreed to do your healing publicly. And my ego jumped up and said, no. I didn't agree to that. No. Do what? Huh? No. Run. Oh my God, this is bad. It's very bad. Is this a cult? You know how your mind starts doing all these different flips? Your mind just starts doing backflips when you hear something. I didn't fucking agree to do my healing publicly. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. That's what a minister is. Ho! I agreed to do my healing publicly. What the fuck does that look like? Wait a minute. Where's the contract? I didn't read the fine print on the minister contract. God just said, come, my love. And I was like, yes, God, I feel it. I'm coming. I should have said, God, can I just see the contract? I mean, I have faith, God. I believe. Help down my unbelief. I didn't read the fine print. I was like, no. So you must understand, celebrities are doing their healing publicly. And we ought to thank people for that. Because you who are not known, or perhaps don't want to be a celebrity, or perhaps are not in the public eye, or perhaps are very private, you get to do your healing privately. Everyone's doing their healing work. That's why we're to be kind and compassionate and loving at all times to all people, first and foremost, yourself. Everyone's healing something. Everyone's got soft spots, wounds, heartbreaks that we're healing. If you weren't healing something, you probably wouldn't be in this life. You would have already passed on you would have already graduated. Since we have not yet graduated this life, then we know that there are more things in this life for us to heal, address, overcome, become. So be loving and kind to yourself and everyone else. Can we set that as a foundation for our discussion? No attacks, no shaming people, no judging what other people do. We don't know anyone else. You can't walk in someone else's footprints. Jada and Will are walking their path. You are walking your path. I am walking my path. Smash that like button, baby. Smash up the likes. Smash-a-thon. And remember to help the channel go to over 100,000 subscribers very soon. And if it's already over 100,000 subscribers as you're watching this video, thank you. We did it. And ring the bell so you know when we go live, which we do every day during this global experience of transcendence for humanity that we all signed up for. I'm on every day, Monday through Friday, at 12 noon-ish. I got to get better with my time. Also, next week, we're going to have a little shift of our schedule. I'll tell you about that on Monday, Monday. Anywho, Will and Jada. So we are not looking at this from the perspective of, is it right, is it wrong? In my book, there's no right and there's no wrong. It's how you're doing it. It is intention. Next, we'll talk about what can we garner? What can we ourselves learn from what we see played out before us so that we can use it in our own lives? You know, people that just sit around talking about people, no, that's not it. My father said everyone can be used as an example. Even the worst people out there, I'm not talking about Will and Jada, even the worst of the worst people out there, you can look at them and you can draw wisdom. You can look at them for an example. He said, because even the worst of the worst people show you what not to do. And my father is a very wise man, and that's exactly what he says. So look at people around you, gain the lesson, and then you won't have to walk through it. Isn't that beautiful? Gain the lesson. That's what a wise person does. A wise person doesn't make commentary on somebody else's life over there. You don't know shit about their life, making commentary on it from your vantage point when you need to be paying attention to your own life. So when you look around and you look at it, you say, how can I apply this to my own life? And you look at this and you say, what can I do differently in my own love relationships? And you look at it and you say, why am I looking at this? What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I elevate the conversation around this and not leave it in the gutter? So, if you don't know what we're talking about, to tell you the truth, I don't even know all the details to the story. I do not have to. I'll give you the overview. The overview is that Will and Jada are a married couple, have been married for a long time. And August Alsina said publicly that he had an entanglement with Jada. And they were lovers. And Jada and Will confirmed it, I believe. Now, here's the important thing to understand. Will and Jada never told you that they weren't sleeping with other people. As a matter of fact, I heard Jada say one time on Red Table Talk, she said, divorce is not an option, because that's what our parents did. We're partners for life. They both said that. They said we are partners for life. They never told you we don't sleep with other people, we don't engage with other people. They never said that. As a matter of fact, there's been a long-standing conversation and long-standing, sort of rumbles through the rumor mill that Will and Jada were swingers. Like, that's kind of conversation that people have had. Oh, they're swingers. They swing with these people, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's their business. Now, what are we gaining from this? What are we looking at? So, Jada has an experience with August. Jada and Will are married. This is what Jada said on Red Table Talk. Jada said, we are not ever getting divorced, right? We are never getting divorced. This is what's going to happen. She said, I want to get it as accurate as I can to honor her words. She said, he might be in one wing of the mansion and I might be in another wing of the mansion, but we're never getting divorced. So if he had his own wing of the mansion, then, he does what he's doing in his wing of the mansion. She has her wing of the mansion. She does what she does in her wing of the mansion. Yeah, they are going to stay committed partners through life no matter what. I actually believe, this is my sense, that Jada and Will have a very advanced kind of relationship. Here's where I personally come from on this. I was married twice. Neither time did it work for me. Why? Because my consciousness is a consciousness of freedom. And as soon as somebody says, ring on it, I'm your husband, you're my wife, all these protocols come into place. You can't help it. You can't help husband, wife. Shoom, you get all the generations of protocols that come with husband, wife. This is why Oprah said she never got married. She said she never got married, even though, her boo, he did propose to her. Stedman proposed to Oprah. That was very public, and Oprah had a big ring, right? That was very public. Yet Oprah said she never got married because she never wanted to be a wife. There is a lot that comes with wife. There is a lot that comes with husband. And many of them are assumptions. If I'm your wife and you're my husband, I'm never sleeping with anyone for the rest of my life. Well, I'm not making that deal. I'm not doing it. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'm not making that deal because I know that's a deal I'm not going to stick to. In my first marriage, I was tipping around. In the second marriage, my husband was tipping around. You see, I was on both ends of the polarity. This is law of polarity from ancient Kemet, Egypt, that says that if you are one side of the pole, you have to go to the other side of the pole until you can really understand the whole thing, and then you come to the middle way. So in the first one, I was tipping around. In the second one, he was tipping around. Okay, well, maybe that's not it. Neither one is it. And why was it tipping around? It was tipping around because the agreement was, I'm never going to sleep with anyone for the rest of my life. Now, for me, that's not an agreement I'm ever going to make again. That's just not an agreement I'm ever going to make. Each person gets to choose what agreement they're going to make. And no one can say anything about my agreement that I'm going to make or not going to make. And no one can say anything about your agreement and the agreement you're going to make or not make. And none of us can say anything about Will and Jada's agreement on what they're going to do or not do. You see, this is personal. You get to choose. That is why God created you a sovereign, divine, all-powerful being in your life, because you get to choose. You have the divine power of choice. You choose yes or no. And even if you do choose wife, you choose how you're going to be a wife. But most of the society, I would say 80 to 90% of society takes things at face value and don't ask no questions. You got to marry me? The girl, the lady, she's dating this dude for, 3-4 months. She's starting to get, this is going somewhere. Why? What's wrong with just having fun? Why does it have to be going somewhere? What's wrong with enjoying the moment right now with you? I'm here, you're here. It's beautiful. What's wrong with that? I used to be that kind of person that I was grabby. Why was I grabby and what's the word? Clingy? Because I have an abandonment issue. That's what my soul is working out in this lifetime. And people with an abandonment issue have this clingy tendency. You're not going to leave me, are you? Or just, where are you going? To the store? What time are you coming back? I don't know. The fuck? Out my face. No. Can't. Okay. Then the people that have a engulfment issue, there's only two fears in love. Please put this in the chat. There are only two fears in love. The fear of abandonment and the fear of engulfment. I have the first one. You either have one or the other. You either have the fear of abandonment, they're gonna leave me. I'm gonna be all alone. Oh my God. And you're probably alone. Or even if you're in a relationship, you're probably still alone with somebody else. Or the fear of engulfment. People that have the fear of engulfment fear that someone is going to completely take over them and they will get lost in it. And so they're always kind of pushing people away. And you always get an abandoned person with an engulfment person. You have to. Why? So you can heal it. So you always get one that's clingy. You're not leaving me, are you? And engulfment person's like, no, get out my grill. Now at first, all these things are very fun because it's the opposite. You know how they say opposites attract? Opposites don't attract. Souls bring what appear to be opposites together so that you can heal the issue. And the abandonment person is supposed to say, wait a minute. If we're self-aware, if we're doing our spiritual work, if we're in our spiritual practices, if we're speaking to inner self, what's happening for me right now, inner self? Well, you fear that this person's going to leave you and break your heart like the last 13 people you scared off. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Sheesh. Okay. And then you say, right now, love, I'm having an issue right now. My abandonment issue is kicking up. Then you're not going to keep blaming things on other people. Why are you leaving me? You don't come back. I used to cry. I'm going to tell you how bad this abandonment issue was for me. Many years ago, this was in my second marriage. I remember I used to cry at night. This is probably like 20 years ago. I used to cry at night if my husband did not come home by a certain time. We used to say, okay, we're going to go to bed together, right? Why? I can go to bed whenever I feel like it. You can go to bed whenever you feel like it. You know, we can go to bed, watch a movie, you know. Yeah, we can watch a movie. If he's not there to watch the movie, which he's not supposed to be there for us to watch the movie, even if he said it. You know why? Because it's supposed to kick up your relationship issues, because that's what relationships are, for you to heal all your shit. So if that would make you mad, then that's exactly what they're supposed to do, so that you can get upset and heal your damn self. Well, I would cry. I would be so upset. 2 o'clock in the morning, he'd be out partying, doing whatever he felt like doing. He was living his free life. I was the one with the abandonment issue. He was the one with the engulfment issue. Fear of engulfment, fear of abandonment. I would call him on his phone. What time are you coming home? 1, 2 o'clock. What time are you coming home? I don't know. Yeah, I'll be there in a little bit. Well, what time is a little bit? Well, how far away are you? Man, I wish I would say something like that to somebody now. If I look around there, if I look around there not there, it don't make me know, never mind. Baby, this is a party all unto myself. Baby, you can get with this party or not. This party is going on. That's how I carry it. And they be flocking. Because the second you realize you do not need anyone is the second everyone shows up. We're mixed up in this relationship stuff. So because people have these fears, unconscious fears that they're bringing into the relationship, and because people have all these generations of lies about what they think marriage is, how did you learn what marriage is? Somebody told you. And how did they learn? Somebody told them. They just keep passing down the same stupid story. It's not working for 80% of the people. How do you never get a divorce? Don't get married. Why is it that 50% of people get divorced? Obviously, it's not working for 50% of the people. Now, the other 50% of the people that don't get divorced, they're probably working through it. They're enjoying it. Beautiful. They've made agreements. They've made peace, and they're working it. Will and Jada are not getting a divorce. Hooray for them. So, let's go to conscious loving. This is what I want us to look at conscious loving. Even married once before, been married once before. Second marriage is different because we didn't have these expectations. Yes, we just enjoy our time together. Oh my God, and give each other space to just be ourselves. It feels like freedom. Yes, 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 yes. I love that. I love that. That's how all my relationships are. All of my relationships are based on love. Does not bind. Love does not demand. Love does not need. There is no need in love. None. Love is simply the great pouring out, the great givingness of the universe. That's love. You become a fountain when you truly get in touch with your love nature within yourself. I promise you, your love nature within yourself is beyond anything a lover could ever give you. A lover can't give you anything you don't have. You already have it. They can't give you anything. Now, they're fun to be around. Oh, we love them. We love our lovers. We love them. If you need something from them, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay? Ace of Cups energy. Yes! Oh my God, I love that. I love it. Ace of Cups all the way, baby. Ace of Cups. Now, here is the next thing that I want to share with us about this. Read the book. Put this in the chat. Conscious Loving. Put it in the chat. Conscious Loving. Look up this book. Conscious Loving. Conscious Loving. Conscious Loving. Conscious Loving is a book that is pretty much my Bible of relationships. It's pretty much my manual. Now, when I say that people can be present and people cannot be present, I don't mean non-committal. That is another issue. Freedom and non-committal, two different things. So don't take, ooh, you pulled the Ace of Cups this morning. I know that's right. Beautiful. Conscious loving, that's it. Conscious loving. So please don't take freedom to mean non-committal. People don't have to commit to you. People can do whatever they feel like. People don't have to show up to you. I don't run my relationships like that. I am very present to all of the people I love, and all of the people who love me are very present to me. So we're not talking non-committal here or being shisty or shady. We're talking about operating at a whole nother level. Come on, Juanita, you know that's right. Come on, Juana. Now, conscious loving has co-commitments that you make if you desire to come into a consciously loving relationship. What is the opposite of a consciously loving relationship? An unconscious entanglement. What is an unconscious entanglement? Imagine two octopi with 8 arms coming together and they're all entangled up into knots. That's an unconscious entanglement. I've been in them before. That means, pardon me, that means that each person in the relationship is leaning on the other person and constricting and restricting the other person, and it's mutual in such a way that neither one is truly free to be their full self. And in an unconscious entanglement, let's talk about what the agreement is. Oh, there's still agreements. There are unconscious agreements. Here's the unconscious agreement in an entanglement, in an unconscious entanglement. Here's the agreement. Neither one of us are going to be our best self. So you please stop me from being my best self, and I'll do my darndest to stop you from being your best self. That is the prevailing agreement in an unconscious entanglement. It's an agreement. Because two people, too afraid to live their destiny, so powerful, have got a taste and a whiff of their own power, see their own power, and say, oh my God, overwhelmed. The little human self was overwhelmed by your power, and the spirit connection is not strong enough to power through that yet by your spiritual practices and your choice. Therefore, the two of you have decided best not to live destiny. Oh, that's what you did? Beautiful. And you know what? You know what I love about that comment? Because you can undo it. That's what I love about that comment. I love the comment. That's what we did. I love that because that's an acknowledgement. And an acknowledgement sets you free. Because the acknowledgement, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Or that's what I did. Or that's what I set up with no judgment and no heat on it. And simply say, okay, now what I'm going to do? Now what am I going to do? That's all. That's all that's required. You say to yourself, all right, well, that's what I did then. What am I going to do now? That's it. I'm best friends with one of them. I love it. I love it. Recreate the relationship, reshape the relationship, clear the decks and say, okay, I love you, you love me. Clearly, we signed on to some agreements that are not appropriate agreements here in this relationship. Now, Jada and Will, they set up the dynamics of their relationship over time, right? These things unfold over time. This works for me, this doesn't work for me. And they even talk about it very publicly, the challenges that they had. This doesn't work for me, this works for me. No, I'm not doing that. Well, I'm not doing that. Anytime you have two people that are walking together for that long, you know they overcame some major challenges. Major, and they talk about them. And I applaud them for overcoming those major challenges. I mean, life ain't fucking easy. This is deep stuff. This is deep stuff. This will make you go deep within yourself. So now, you say to yourself, okay, I was too afraid to live my destiny. I was afraid of my own power. I was afraid of the responsibility of everything that my soul is here to do. So instead, I created a great distraction for myself, this dysfunctional entanglement, unconscious entanglement, that I signed on the dotted line to be little. It's an agreement of littleness. Okay, I agreed to be little. Okay, well now. I think I'm going to step into greatness, soul magnificence, and splendor, and the beauty of the soul. I think that's what I'm going to do now. No, not I think. That is my choice. Magnificence, soul splendor, greatness, in the way that I am here to embody and express. Come on. Love you, love you, love you. Okay? So now, how do we get into unconscious entanglements? Wouldn't we like to know that? Because the book lays it out completely. Matter of fact, if you go to ValerieLove.com, if you would be so kind to go to ValerieLove.com, the link will be below. Click on books. When you click on books, you are going to see that I have an Amazon page, Amazon store, where I've carefully laid out for you all of the books that have so helped me in my life, and I want to share them with you. And if you use our link, we are compensated for that, and that supports the channel and everything, all the work that we do around the world. So I thank you. I thank you in advance. So it's already laid out for you if you want to go get those books. Now, here's what the book says about the moment it happens. There's a moment that this happens. There is a moment that the contract was whipped out. You know, the devil, like Rumpelstiltskin, right? Here's the contract. Just sign here. Sign here, sign here, sign here. Initial here. And you were like, okay, you took your pen. Sign here, sign here, sign here, initial here. We need your fingerprint and blood. Okay, prick your finger, blood. Okay, it's blood. Oh, thank you. But I didn't read that whole thing. No need. You'll find out soon enough. Oh my God, what did I just do? Here is when you signed your name. Doesn't it sound familiar? Here is when you signed your name on the unconscious contract. You signed it. If you're living it, you signed the contract for it. When it first happened, there is the book calls it a moment of unconsciousness that happens in the very beginning of the relationship. And you said nothing and you let it slide. You just signed your name on the contract. That's okay with me. An unconscious moment happens. I can tell you this fit every single one of my relationships in the very beginning. Could have been the first date, the first conversation, something. The first time a little red flag went up, but you did nothing, and you didn't correct it and say, excuse me, I don't do that, or no, no thanks. I'll go elsewhere. I'm not participating with that. Or talk it out. That's not me. Is that you? Or what was that? I'm just checking. You did not address it. And because you did not address it and you still stayed, you signed your name on the contract. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Well, clearly you're okay with it because you let them keep doing it. You must be okay with it. I mean, this was me. Family, I am not belittling anyone. This was simply my story. I didn't check people. Why? Because people with unworthiness issues don't check people. And then you let unworthiness swirl around with abandonment. And next thing you know, you got people jumping all over you, doing all kinds of shit, and you don't check them. Why? Because your abandonment issue says, I don't want you to leave me. And the unworthiness issue says, I don't really feel I'm worth it anyway. I don't really feel I'm worthy and deserving of the relationship that I truly desire. Deep down inside. Now, of course, on the surface, you're saying, yes, I love myself. I'm so worthy. I'm worthy of all the good. Don't you see that fucking shit all over Facebook? I'm worthy of all the good of the universe. It's raining on me now. I'm covered with the unicorn dust of love of God and light. I am the peace of God made manifest into the physical plane, and everyone loves me. But your relationships is ratchet. Shut up. Keep your fucking unicorn memes. I'm over it. I'm over unicorn memes and dysfunctional entanglements. I'm over it. Right, Ujo Wajak? You know what I'm talking about. You see all these people put it. And the more glorious their stuff is, the more fucked up their life is. The more glorious their posts are. Oh, the love of God shines in me like a bright beacon. That means you dark as hell. Okay, boo. Go on and pray some more. Do some more meditations, because that ain't it. Do some more meditations. Chant, whatever you got to do. Get yourself together. Because, you see, these moments of unconsciousness, they get us. They get us. And we want to act like they don't. And that is one of the worst things that we could do. That's why I just tell all my craziness. I tell it all. I've told all my craziness, not all of it. I got more craziness to tell. I put all my craziness in books for everybody to read. I tell all my craziness. All these are my stories. How did I learn all this shit? Because I had to live it. And in no judgment, and it's pretty funny. After some of these things that I have experienced in relationships, oh man, years later, they're hysterical. Now, when I'm in the middle of it, I'm like, hold on for dear life. Your whole energetic system is like, no, melting down. Old issues, you know. And then when you get over it, you're like, oh, wow. Okay, I see. Woo, come on. What in my I love it. Money in the vortex. I know that's right. Money in the vortex on Freaky Friday, baby. Come on. So, and I'm devoting Fridays. The reason it's called Freaky Fridays is because it's devoted to your relationships. Because we have got to get these relationships together. And anything that I desire to deepen in myself, I teach. So that I can get it, family. So that I can get it. That's what I do. I'm not before you telling you I have it mastered. I'm telling you I don't. I'm telling you I don't. So that you can just say, oh, well, if she don't, we good. I don't know any of us that have it all mastered. And if you look at Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith and Ricky Byers Beckwith, that would be a conversation for another day. They're not together anymore either, and both are thriving. And they were together for years, 20-something years they were together. Right? It's not a big deal, people. We'll still live our lives. Everyone has that moment. Oprah calls it that time she was hugging the back of a Datsun and an old, yes! Holding on to the boo, and they were leaving, and you look up like, what am I doing? What am I doing right now? Because this is so far beneath me. I didn't know they weren't together anymore. Yeah, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith and Ricky Byers Beckwith, they went their own ways, which is really beautiful because the way they did it, it's so beautiful. It's like that centrally, like you didn't really even know, right? You just didn't see her at the church anymore. And now she's in her own place. And Ricky, it's called Ricky's Place on Facebook. Ricky does music and all that because you know that's her jam is music. My God, I love Ricky's music. I love her voice. I love her vibe. I love her music. Ricky Byers, Beckwith, Ricky Byers, not Beckwith any longer. Ricky Byers. As a matter of fact, centrally, you can Google their divorce papers. You can Google it. Her music is incredible, isn't it, centrally? Because I didn't believe it at first because I'm like, people on the internet are always talking about, crazy things. I don't believe anything anyone says unless I heard it come from the people's mouths. That's what I talk about, what I heard Will and Jada themselves saying. I don't even believe it if I see it on a reputable news site because these people be out here in these streets lying, lying, lying. It has been proven that you can no longer trust any media resource or outlet to tell you the truth. And pretty much most of social media is shutting down any dissenting voice outside of the narrative. So you got to sometimes really dig for truth for yourself. So I pulled it up because I wanted to know. And because I had seen, they did make very public. It was very quiet. It was very quiet. And it was as it should be because it's nobody's business but theirs. But you can see that the divorce papers are filed in Los Angeles for Ricky Byers Beckwith and Michael Bernard Beckwith. And I think that's a beautiful thing. They decided they're going to go their own way. It's beautiful. And guess what? Both of them are still doing their divine work on the planet. That's beautiful. They were walking together for a while. Would it no longer work for us to walk together? Well, I'm going to walk over here. Okay, well, I'm going to walk over here. Great. I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll always love you. You know Ricky's always going to love Reverend Michael, and you know Reverend Michael's always going to love Ricky. I mean, what they shared together, you cannot take away what they shared, a very powerful love and a very powerful, once again, partnership. Like if it had not been for Ricky, what would the music of Agape have been? Ricky, her fingerprint on Agape and Agape's music and the legacy that she left, it's indelible. It's an indelible print. Her soul, it's a soul print and a heart print through her music. And she's still doing it. And she got a huge following on Facebook. And I'll be up in there with Ricky sometime on Sunday. Let me tell you something. Ricky did an Easter Sunday thing. That thing was fire. I was in there dancing, singing, crying, all of it. Beautiful. She did a whole Easter Sunday concert from her house with her music and her peeps right there. Live music. You know how Ricky does with the live musicians. Right there. When my friend Jesse Campbell from The Voice was in Clearwater performing with me and told me about Michael and Ricky's split a couple of years ago, I was like, but they are very amicable. Very, very. Isn't that beautiful? They kept it very, very high vibration, no drama. And you would not expect people at that level of consciousness to be engaged in drama. You would not expect that. And we also know, once again, they are ministers of God. They are public people. They are people who are working in an anointing, which means, back to my story in the very beginning, they get to do their healing publicly. They get to do their divorce publicly. Now, most people get to do their divorce privately. They get to do it publicly. And to show us, to demonstrate how it's done. I love you. Keep sharing your wisdom and love with it. Yeah! Love it. Love it. Billionfold return to all our super chatters today. I freaking love you, love you, love you. Smash up the likes, family, if you could, and teach artificial intelligence that this is a channel that ought to be shared all over the world. Smash up the likes. Thank you so much. Pink, hot pink today. Good question. I don't know what color it is. I got to find out and I'll message you. Okay, Queen B, I'll message you. So that's it. The bottom line of it is this. Will and Jada are Will and Jada. And Will and Jada's decisions in life have nothing to do with you. What are you going to do? Are you more committed now after this conversation to having true, consciously loving relationships? Are you willing to look at the book, read the book, and really look at your own relationships and see how can I up level my relationships? How can I up level myself? How can I heal the deep wounds that are within me, the childhood wounds that are to be healed in this love relationship? How can I make all of my relationships consciously loving relationships? How can I do that? And if you do that, you will have won, and you will keep winning. You will keep winning. And that's what I desire for you. I love you. This is Reverend Valerie Love, also known as KAISI. And I pray you have a beautiful, beautiful day. By the way, I got to make this announcement, family. I finally got my texting program back up and running. I'll put it below this vid, my texting, because I'm having a special event on Sunday night only for people that are really, 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 really into wellness, really into wellness. So if you want to join us on Sunday night, then text the word Wellness Vortex to 555-888. I'll put it below this vid because we're really ramping up our Wealth and Wellness Vortex community. It's a community. And if you want to be in the Wealth and Wellness Vortex, we have a Facebook group, but I'm also going to send you an invite to Sunday night's event at 7 p.m. It's a private Zoom with me and just a few people that I really, really care about and that really care about wellness and the planet right now. We have big work to do on this planet. Big work. Okay? I love you. God bless you. Mwah! Peace. KAISI out. Wellness Vortex, all one word. Wellness Vortex, all one word. And to 555-888, and I'll put it below the vid as well. Mwah! Have a beautiful weekend.